Richard Eden says that Harry may be too toxic for Invictus. Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Please hit that like button, subscribe, and bell so the algorithm will take this video throughout YouTube. It helps my channel so much. Thank you so much for that. So today we are going to revisit, I know I covered this, I don't know, a few weeks ago or something. And we're going to ask, is Invictus dropping Harry? Because Richard Eden says he could be too toxic and that he's really upset the veterans and that, the Prince and Princess of Wales helped him to start this charity. So is this another charity that's going to drop him? So let's just ask. And today I'm going to use the Macabre Tarot. We might as well get it warmed up because, next month is Halloween, so we've got to get this deck warmed up. And it's a fitting deck for Harry and Meghan. So we also saw last time how I think Meghan moved that one lady that was in a wheelchair, and she was not very happy, that lady. So, whoa, yeah, you have these just fell out. Okay, the Eight of Wands in reverse, the Five of Cups upright, and what was that? The Chariot in reverse. And they could be blaming William. And the Eight of Bones is the Eight of Wands, and that could be the internet, the messages flying across. And Harry is like the Five of Cups, very disappointed because they could be, telling him they don't want you anymore. And let's all blame William, the Chariot. There's not much to that, but it looks kind of like a monster, sort of like. Wow, okay, that's kind of. So, what is happening? Let's ask too, what is the underlying. I think we all know what the underlying energy is, but oh, that just fell out. The Massacre of Daggers, and that was in reverse. And the Massacre is the King of Swords in reverse. So that's not a very good energy as well. Harry thinks that, with that Massacre of Daggers, I'm sure he thinks that this is a cruel thing. And also, sometimes Prince William could be the King of Swords because he was born on the cusp. So, uh, wow, a Massacre of Cups. That is crazy. The Massacre of Cups as well. That would be him too. He is very, very prominent in this. That's weird. He's very prominent in this reading here. Okay. Does Harry think that William has something to do with this? And also, there is no way that Harry does not check out these channels and, like, for instance, the Daily Mail, the Palace Confidential, uh, he does, and I'm sure it bothers him. So let's just ask. Oh, I'll do that again. Okay, so is Invictus going to drop? That's crazy. It keeps on. That is a Two of Daggers. And it's decision. Okay, they're making a decision. They are going to make a decision, or they have made a decision. So, is Invictus going to be another charity that drops Harry? And also, better up. Somebody had, I think, one of the people, the high up people, have quit and better up. So let's just see. Are Invictus dropping Harry? Or have they already? Let's just ask. Are Invictus dropping Harry? Please. The Nine of Cups. That's upright. And I would say that they're wishing to drop him. So, well, why won't they then? Why won't they? The Six of Cups in reverse. Now that is like nostalgia, and I would say, and the past, and I would say because of in he is he was one of the founders besides Prince William and Princess Catherine, and maybe they don't want to upset the Massacre of Daggers, which is William. Maybe they don't want to upset them, but what about Megan? Did they have any stipulations that she better not show up? Hank, don't bring skank. Seven of crystals in reverse. That's seven of pentacles. And the seven of crystals is somebody who has planted seeds and waiting for the harvest. But this seven of crystals in reverse has absolutely wilted on the vine. They don't want her back. And I wonder if they have been in touch with William about this as well. Have they? Have they been in talks with Prince William? The Ace of Cups. Well, they're very upset with that Ace of Cups. And many of them shed tears, I'm sure. That's but I'm not sure if they have been in touch with him because the Ace of Cups in reverse, that'd be like a no, but I'm sure that they wished. So, what's going to happen then? What is going to happen? The Terror of Cups. And the Terror of Cups in reverse, it's going to be surprising bad news for Harry. I think they are going to, because that would be the Page of Cups. So that would be a surprise, and yeah, surprising bad news. What's the outcome? What is the outcome of this? The Eight of Crystals, and that's the Eight of Pentacles, and they're working hard on this. I don't think, I mean, they do not want her back. Seven of Crystals in reverse, dying on the vine. Do not bring her back. I don't know if Harry is just that dumb or whatever. He's don't know because it's like a surprising bad news. But they're working hard on it. I wonder if they're going to talk to William then about this. Okay, I'll just let's just ask about Harry. I'm going to use my Norse goddess rune oracle because this gets down to the feelings and all that. So, how does Harry feel? You know he knows. You know he's not that dumb. He might be dumb. He's not that dumb. How does Harry feel about Invictus? I mean, how does he really feel about it? Because people can say, "Oh, he loves it." Um, so let's just let's just see how much he loves Invictus, or is it just putting on a show, or what? Let's just ask, see how much he really does love Invictus here. Okay, you ready? The That's Ansu's in reverse, but that would be Odin's rune. That card is, I always say that because Ansu's is and you see this lady Volva, she has a third eye there so she can see everything. She's a seer. And this is communication, wisdom, and message. And so the story, what I'm not sure, I always say about Odin because I know his story. I'm not sure about the. I'm gonna have to read up on her, but so Odin used to have his ravens that would go out in the world and would eavesdrop and bring back messages for him, uh, like if there was bad news or maybe going to be attacked or something, and then he would know that's communication, wisdom, and message. But that was in reverse. Now, usually I don't have them in reverse, but I've decided like if they come out like that, then I'm just going to have it so that is um unwelcome messages, uh communication, miscommunication, like could be messages that he doesn't want to hear. But I was asking, does he really, what does he really feel about them? And that could be, maybe he thinks people are spreading lies about him and Megan being what's happening there. He just thinks maybe people just can't stand her, and so they're gonna miscommunication, like lie. So that's what I'm getting out of that. So let's see, what else can you tell us, please? What else can you have? Laguz. This is a lake. That's what Laguz means. And also, in my one book, one of my books about the runes, I remember him saying about Laguz that it's lake, and it can also mean leak. So sometimes when I see this, well, this is emotion, intuition, and flow. She's up to her waist, and a sword to me is the truth, and emotion is like, could be really crying a river, um and sometimes when I see this, like I said, the man who wrote that book said it's either lake or can also mean leak. And there's a vegetable leak, and then there's also leak as in a water leak, and we also know that it can be a leak as in stories, leaking stories. But I do think he's very emotional about it. I think he feels like he is pretty much at the end. Is he at the end? Are they done with him? Gebo, gift, exchange, and love. Maybe he does think that they love him. Because this is like a loving gift. Um, maybe, oh, let's see. Unless he could tell them how much he loves them. He loves Invictus and uh, he hopes to stay. That's what I'm trying to get there. And maybe Megan will give them one of her gift baskets. So, what else can you tell us, please? What else can you tell us about this? Oh, goodness, we have this a lot. So there's Laguz upright, and here's Laguz merkstave. This is really emotional, really upset when you're in the dark side of Laguz. This is overwhelm, loss of control, confusion, feeling like you're drowning. Um, you're in the storm. Yeah, and the the Daily Mail and all these other papers and magazines are talking about you, and so please tell us what else can you tell us, please? Ooh, Othla Merkstave. That is Othla in reverse, and this is independence, breaking cycles, and single. I think they say if he comes, he needs to come on his own. Othla is the heritage and inheritance card. And there was one thing that I read about this rune is upright. It looks like that. Can you see in the corners? It looks. Can you see that? And I read their description of it, and it looks a little bit like DNA, like a DNA strand. I'm like, wow, that does really. And Othella would be heritage and family and inheritance and stuff. But it is in reverse, merkstave, just like Laguz is. Okay, what about the outcome? Let's get to the outcome. How does Harry feel? And what is going to happen, please? What is going to happen? Thora says, well, I can see he's on the offense, the defense, and he might take action. And he is absolutely, if they let him go, he will take action. And I think that's probably what they're a little bit afraid of. But he is a thorn. It's a thorn and a troll. That's what Thurisaz means. Um, and there's the thorns around the leg there. And look as well, Invictus is kind of. I mean, I know this is like a warrior, but it's kind of like, yeah, going to war. And uh, he is a thorn in their side. How will they get rid of him? How are they going to get rid of him? So that's my thoughts, guys. I mean, that's my interpretation. You might think something different, but thank you so much for watching. And please leave your comments down below and tell me what you think. Uh, do you think they're going to drop Harry? Do you think Megan will show up? I don't. I do not. Because number one, it's in Birmingham. God help us all that live near it, near Birmingham. And I I don't know. I mean, they say Invictus is trying to drop him, but it always looks like somebody's backing down. So we'll just have to keep an eye on this. So thank you so much for joining me, and Thank you to all my subscribers and my new subscribers. Thank you so much to my members for supporting this channel. And I would like to just ask again, please, that if you haven't hit the like button, please do that. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one.